Sometimes I get so mad, there's no controlling me. My thoughts get so bad, I'm like, I might grab a bat, I don't know. My wrath, my blood boils over like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show. So have you ever felt betrayed? Switches how you see things, realize something needs change. Cause I know you got me fucked up, let me show you what's up. Cause enough is enough. I'll take a face full of pavement just to make a statement. I know there's no turning back. Oh God, adrenaline wasted, so mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. I'll do what it takes, I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll put it on your face to make you go take it back. I'll lose my shit, I go crazy when I'm mad. And now you go wish you would shut the fuck up real bad. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. And now that I'm gone, yeah, I know there's no turning back. I don't fucking take smoke, I'ma poke a hole through you, choking's overdue. Come at me and you won't get any older, dude. Crack your holder too. Heating up inside of me, blood so violently. Thanks for trying me. Now it's finally time to see how this rivalry becomes a dynasty. Oh God, adrenaline wasted, so mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. I'll do what it takes, I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll put it on your face to make you go take it back. I'll lose my shit, I go crazy when I'm mad. And now you go wish you would shut the fuck up real bad.
So, good afternoon, people. Welcome back to another live stream. Back with another match reaction, and it has finished. Bournemouth 0, Arsenal 4. We've been waiting for that sort of convincing performance, haven't we? All season long. Goals galore, where we just dominate from minute 1 to 90, and we did that today. And so many players getting in on the act. We had... Christ, there were so many goals, I can't even remember all of them. So we've got Saka, of course, scored the first goal. Martin Odegaard converted from the penalty spot. Kai Havertz from the penalty spot as well. And then Ben White at the end. And that rounded off, which was a perfect away day for Arsenal. I mean, shame we can't put in them sort of performances at home. Speaking of which, next week is Manchester City. So that hopefully has boosted our confidence really well. We are 1 point behind Man City because of their loss today. And, mate, regardless of the result between Tottenham and Liverpool, we are going to be 1 point behind them going into that huge game next week at the Emirates as well. So hopefully that has, as I said, given us confidence going into that game, because you're going to need it. For games like Manchester City, you're going to need to go into that game with results. So, mate, this was the perfect game. I was a little bit worried because, of course, we were wearing that tennis ball kit. That we were going to walk away with just a basic, dry 1-0 victory. That was what was on the cards for me, just a 1-0 victory. But then we got a second from 2 penalties, and Nketiah won the first one, and then Odegaard won the second one. And as soon as we got the second goal, I knew it was done, because Bournemouth are pretty damn woeful. All right. I mean, that has got to be right at the start of the season, the most harsh sacking I've seen from any football club. We've seen Watford do it a couple of times, but blimey, nobody should underestimate how poor that Bournemouth team was and how good of a job Gary O'Neill did with that team. I mean, last season, they almost beat us. If it wasn't for a Reece Nelson last minute winner, then we would have dropped points in that game. So, mate, they get a new manager and they haven't won so far this season. They look worse. I mean, how does that work? But let's stick to Arsenal. Arsenal, I thought, were comfortable victors today. We didn't really need to go full guns blazing, really. We just did what we needed to do. And Kai Havertz scoring from the penalty, his first goal for Arsenal. I cannot be more happier for him because, of course, he's received so much slick, including myself. I've given him so much criticism, but I'm really hoping that has given him the boost he needs. Because the moment we bought him, all right, nobody rated him. He came from Chelsea, for God's sake, especially when you're Arsenal Football Club. You're signing Chelsea rejects. They've never worked out. Kai Havertz for 65 million. At least the Chelsea players we have signed in the past have been worth roughly 30 million less. But Kai Havertz for 65 million left a lot of fans scratching their heads. Not just Arsenal fans, a lot of neutrals. Like, Kai Havertz, are you kidding me? And, mate, what can I say? He scored the same amount of goals as Chelsea this month as a club. Like, it's pretty astonishing, given the fact they've given him so much shit since he has left. You know, 007 this, 007 that, 008, blah, blah, blah. It's just, it was really getting on my case, and I'm glad he's finally got that goal. I don't care if he used to play for Tottenham at this rate. If he plays for Arsenal, you are representing my football club. I'm not wearing an Arsenal shirt today. May look like it, but I'm not wearing an Arsenal shirt today. It's just an Adidas top, all right? But you're representing my football club, regardless of the club you've come from in the past. And I will back him as much as I can. And I will point out what needs to be addressed. I don't think Kai Havertz was spectacular again today up to the goal. But, again, he didn't do anything wrong. He converted his penalty really, really well. And if I'm being honest, like, come on, let's be frank. That was the only way he was going to score a goal for Arsenal at this moment in time, because he was shot of confidence, and he just didn't look like he was going anywhere in his career. He just looked disinterested, just never looked like a guy who was interested in playing football. It was just, just didn't look like he was built for the Premier League. And now he's got that goal. I'm really hoping that does kick him on. I really hope it does. But other than Havertz, I thought Saka again. I mean, the only thing I will criticise Arteta for today is the fact he didn't substitute Saka. That boy should have been off at half time. We're 2-0 up, we're cruising. Bournemouth, I mean, once they go behind, there's no coming back from that. I'm sorry. So it was a great opportunity to hook Saka off so he doesn't pick up another injury and bring on a Reece Nelson or an Emil Smith-Rowe a lot earlier so he does get some minutes in his legs. And of course, he had two brilliant opportunities when he came on, which he should have converted. Well, maybe the second one I can let him off, but the first one he should be scoring. And you can tell it's a little bit of a lack of sharpness from Smith Rowe's point of view. But that will come if he continues to receive minutes from Arteta. I do think Saka is okay. Of course, he was hobbling a bit when he came off, but I think because the guy is made out of titanium, literally, I think he's going to be fine for Tuesday against Lens. And then, of course, Man City, as I said, at the weekend. It is going to be a crazy week, crazy build-up, and I honestly can't wait for that game. Arsenal, filled with confidence. Don't get me wrong, Manchester City are still top of the league, and they are still brilliant. You are going to have them off days, but Manchester City have come back from a loss. And in fact, the more I think of it, they got knocked out of the Carabao Cup on, was it Wednesday? Today they've just lost to Wolves. So, look, with Pep, we all know what's coming. They are going to come with an angry response, aren't they? So maybe it is the wrong time to play Manchester City at the moment, because they've just come back from 2 defeats in a row in all competitions, and they're facing Arsenal at the Emirates as well. So that game could genuinely go either way. In terms of the stats, so Bournemouth had 8 shots to their 1 on target, 15 for Arsenal, 8 on target, 58% possession for Arsenal, 42 for Bournemouth, 536 passes for Arsenal to 376, 88 pass accuracy, 80% for Bournemouth, 11 fouls for Bournemouth, 10 for Arsenal, 1 yellow card for Arsenal, 0 for Bournemouth. By the way, that yellow card for Kai Havertz was utter scandalous. I mean, how on earth has he booked Kai Havertz when it was Billing who dived? I know, right? Crazy stuff. But Ben White and like this defence of Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel, and Zinchenko away from home, they're a different breed. They really are. Saliba and Gabriel with Solanke up top. All right, for Bournemouth. I don't know what's going on. Like the cohesion between them two. Gabriel is like to Saliba, yo, Solanke's playing for them. I've got you covered, bro. Whereas Saliba is just, of course, we all know his job. He's clean and tidy, playing out from the back. Gabriel, you could almost make a case that he should be man. I can't speak. He should be man of the match. I thought he was that good. And this is why I keep telling people he gets disrespected way too often. Not by rival fans. Just by rival fans. But from Arsenal fans as well. I don't get the criticism that goes towards Gabriel. Really don't. Yes, he can make mistakes at times. But since that World Cup, seems to have cut out those mistakes. Really has. I can't remember the last time he actually made a mistake in a competitive game, all right? I'm not counting pre-season against Man United, all right? That was their Champions League final, practically. They treated it like it was a Premier League match with all of the nasty tackles flying in and the mistakes as well, and the way Man United treated that game, it was just... But yeah, Gabriel, so underrated, and I would almost prefer him over Saliba, if you ask me. But Saliba is my favourite player, innit? He's my guy. But Gabriel, I almost prefer him over Saliba. He's been our best defender away from home. Right? I keep hearing flipping comparisons between him and Romero. Like, chill out. It's just ridiculous. foolish media sometimes. Ben White, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Another thing with Gabriel as well, proves why Teta made a huge mistake benching Gabriel. So hopefully, in my opinion, he is going to be that first guy on the team sheet. Zinchenko, control as always. Declan Rice started a very good game. Kai Havertz got a booking, but scored. Martin Odegaard, I mean, he's so cold from the penalty spot. I mean, brilliant. And then Saka, of course, had to get his goal. I mean, 8 goal contributions in 8 games is pretty astonishing. And Ketia actually thought had a decent game today. It's just his finishing let him down. He won the penalty in the first half. And then Gabriel Jesus, I thought, again, worked so hard non-stop. But it's pretty clear we need him in that centre-forward position, right? I feel like at times in that game, although it was very comfortable, you can tell we miss Gabriel Martinelli badly because he provides that threat in behind. I mean, Saka is completely different to Martinelli. He's more technical. He doesn't often rely on his pace, although he's a very quick player. Martinelli always relies on his pace. So when Martinelli officially returns, hopefully it's Man City next week, and we have Partey back. If we have Partey and Martinelli back, oh my God, I might actually start being optimistic for once against Man City and go. I tell you what, maybe we could beat Man City once and for all. One thing we've got to learn as well, please, right? If we can't beat Man City, don't lose. That's what we did last season. We lost both games. That's why we lost out on the Premier League title. So this time out, we go out there and we put Man City to the sword. We need to let them know what they're up against this time out. That we're a completely different team and not a bunch of pussies like last season when it became crunch month, crunch game, whatever. So, mate, really pleased with the performance today. Of course, we had Trossard on the bench. He didn't even need to make an appearance. So, I'm sure he's going to be starting on Wednesday. Nelson came on. I was baffled that he didn't start. Obviously, last season, scored the last-minute winner. And, Wednesday he played really, really well. Scored the goal. I felt like this was the perfect game for Nelson. If anything, I would have maybe started him instead of Saka, giving him a rest and then play him in the Champions League. Fabio Vieira came on, played a beautiful pass in the second half. Jorginho came on to steady things up. Tomiyasu, and then Smith Rowe came on. Oh, what a lovely sight. Really is. I know he should have scored, but man, it was so nice to see him back on the football pitch in the Premier League. It was beautiful. I know he came on against Tottenham, but we didn't see a lot, did we? It was in the last 4 minutes of the game against Tottenham. So there we go, guys. 4-0 victory against Bournemouth. We will take that and run. I will be doing fan cams, by the way, this time after the game very shortly. So keep your eyes peeled for that. I didn't do some in the North London derby because I was rather tired. And again, it's my first week with braces on and it was just horrible. So no, I'm not doing fan cams every time we win, all right? I will be doing fan cams after when we lose games as well or pick up poor results. All right, so keep that in mind, just in case if anyone has clocked me already. No, okay? I will be doing fan cams. It's just last week, at the moment, well, not at the moment, I'm feeling a lot better now, but this week was just a horrible week. So, yeah, I'm going to be back fresh than ever. And fan cams, of course, as I said, will be out after the... Well, maybe they will be uploaded a little later than usual. We'll see. But that's it, really. I mean, thank you guys for watching. Arsenal with a 4-0 victory. There's not really much to touch on again because Arsenal were dominant and, you know, it was just a stroll in the park. 4 goals, a clean sheet as well for David Raya. That's good for him. Maybe we could see Ramsdale starting in the Champions League on Tuesday, potentially. I don't know what's going to happen there. I think Ramsdale will start in the Champions League on Tuesday, and then Raya will play against Man City next weekend. But in the meantime, thank you guys for tuning in as always, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bless.
I'm relieved to hear that you've been to some fireplaces. It's hard to carry on when you feel all alone. Now I've swung back down again. It's worse than it was before. If I hadn't seen such riches, I could